Rim joists should be insulated and air sealed to at least the rim joist insulation thumb rule of continuous R10 to R15 equivalent to stop major air leakage at the foundation to floor interface. Treat the rim space as both an air barrier and thermal boundary by combining air sealing with the right insulating material. For closed-cell spray foam, apply a minimum of 2 inches directly to the rim and any recessed rim headers because 2 inches of closed-cell foam provides roughly the R10 target while also sealing gaps. Spray foam fills odd cavities and adheres to wood, which reduces movement and future drafts. When using rigid foam board cut boards to fit tightly against framing, run continuous sheets across the rim sill, tape all seams with compatible flashing tape, and seal edges with a compatible caulk or spray foam to prevent air pathways. 2 layers of 1/2-inch polyisocyanurate or 1 layer of 1-inch extruded polystyrene can reach the target when sealed properly. If choosing fiberglass bats, only use them after an aggressive air seal because fiberglass does not stop convective air movement. Compress bats as little as possible. Add a thin air barrier on the interior face and focus on sealing the top and bottom edges of the cavity with caulk or gaskets. Work in small sections and test with a simple smoke pencil or incense to locate leaks as you go so you can seal before insulating. Remember to allow for vapor profile and local code regarding condensation and exterior sheathing when selecting materials. Finally, maintain continuity with adjacent assemblies so the rim insulation ties into the subfloor and band joist insulation without gaps. And always confirm the effective R value after installation by accounting for compression and gaps rather than just nominal material R value. 3 common mistakes are relying on fiberglass alone without airtight detailing, which allows convective loops and negates nominal R value. Fix this by installing a continuous air barrier first, then add insulation. A second issue is underestimating gaps where plumbing, wiring, and rim board intersections occur. Address this by sealing penetrations with low expansion foam or backer rod and caulk before insulating. A third problem is using thin, rigid foam without taped seams or sealed edges, which leaves thermal bridges and air paths. Solve this by overlapping boards when possible, taping all seams with manufacturer-approved tape and sealing perimeters with caulk or spray foam to create the continuous R10 to R15 equivalent target. Our site bighomeprojects.com connects homeowners with local contractors and provides project guidance aligned with rim joist insulation best practices. We help contractors find work and contribute to our active discussion community where we and our members share tips, ask questions, and post real job experiences.